So far, all of the algorithms that we've seen and drawn, they're pretty straightforward and they only output or show information on the screen. To make our algorithms more useful to solve problems for us in the real world, we're going to show you how algorithms can make choices or make decisions and do different actions depending on the decision that's being made. Now, the really important thing to understand here is that all algorithms with computers can only make decisions that are yes-no decisions. So they're only decisions that have the answer of yes or no. And inside our flowchart diagram, the way that we represent these decisions is by using a diamond shape, and then the question that we're going to ask to make the decision, which is a yes-no question, we're going to pop that inside the diamond shape there. So here's an example of using a divisibility rule again. The question we're going to ask here is, does the number end in 0? At this point, can you remember what divisibility rule is this question about? The answer here is 10, isn't it? So if a number ends in 0, then we know that it can be divided by 10. Once we've drawn the diamond shape and put the question inside it, we can then draw arrows out from the corner of the diamond shapes. That's why the diamond shape is useful, because it's got these corners. We can draw the arrows coming out from the corners to represent the different paths that our algorithm can follow depending on the answer to that question, whether it's yes or no. So we put a little yes and a little no next to the questions, and so then we can build up an algorithm step by step like this. So we start at the top there. We're going to use an output shape to display the statement, think of a number. Then we're going to move to the diamond shape. Does the number end in 0? We're going to draw these arrows out, and then we're going to follow the yes route first. So if the number does end in 0, what do you think we'd like to say? Well, if it ends in 0 and we're using the divisibility rule for 10, then we're going to display it is divisible by 10. And then our algorithm ends. Now, what if the number doesn't end in 0? There's our no path. So that's the path we take if the answer to the question is no. Down here, we're going to say it is not divisible by 10 because we know that numbers that don't end in 0 are not divisible by 10. So we display that, and then our algorithm also ends here. The algorithm will only pick one of those two paths. So the algorithm will only ever display it is divisible by 10 or it is not divisible by 10. It will never display both sentences. Because we've got two end shapes, we can actually connect them like this so that our flowchart looks a little bit neater. So you may remember that quick example that we showed you in the last lesson that talks about a self-driving car detecting whether there's a person ahead and then stopping or slowing down. You can see that the diamond shape appears there as well, and that there are those two paths that come out from the diamond shape, yes or no. If there's a pedestrian ahead, yes, we slow down, no, we continue at the speed limit, and then the algorithm ends. So it's the exact same format or layout that we have in our flowchart here. So to summarize, we've gone through how we can use the decision shape to let our algorithms ask a yes or no question, and then depending on the answer to that question, yes or no, we can have these arrows that come out of the diamond shape, and then our algorithm can follow two different paths depending on the answer to that question.